Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Daily Crow. I'm Chris Phillips of the Spurs Up Show coming to you live. I want to kind of have a free open discussion about the QB2 situation. Ryan Hilinski named QB2. What does it mean for the future? Dakereon Joyner is a hot topic going on today, so I want to invite you guys to kind of have the conversation in the comments below. The Daily Crow is always presented to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the best ticket buying app by far, the only ticket buying app I use. If you're buying your tickets to the UNC game, Charleston Southern, Bama, Clemson, Georgia, any of them, if you need tickets to any of your Gamecock sporting events, be sure to go download the SeatGeek app, go to SeatGeek.com, use the promo code SPURSUP. You're going to save $10 off your first purchase. I've mentioned before, they've got tickets to literally anything and everything, so it doesn't have to be South Carolina Gamecock sporting events, whether it's MLB, NHL, NBA, NFL, concerts, comedy club events, you name it, whatever you need your tickets to, they've got it. They've got a great ticket rating system for you guys. It's going to break down which tickets are the best in regards to value, so you're never going to overspend. You're always going to get the best bang for your buck. Again, it's our friends at SeatGeek. That's SeatGeek.com, or go download the SeatGeek app. Use the promo code SPURSUP, SPURSUP, to save $10 off your first purchase. All right, like I mentioned, this is no notes on this, barely researched thoughts, my thoughts on QB2. Just want to kind of get you guys' thoughts. I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions, and then obviously in the comments below, if you guys want to leave some thoughts, I'd love to kind of have the conversation with you guys. But yeah, Ryan Hilinski named QB2. I mean, I want to say I'm not totally surprised. You know, we heard a lot of things about Dakereon Joyner through fall camp, the progression he was making, how good he looked. But I'll be honest with you guys, I never for once in my mind thought, I always felt like Ryan Hilinski was going to be the guy as far as QB2 is concerned. To me, and this is just my opinion, it would have said a lot more about Ryan Hilinski versus what it would have said about Dakereon Joyner if Ryan wasn't the second string guy, just simply because all the hype that was surrounding him, a four-star blue chip kid out of California, all the arm talent, all the hype we had heard about, and the struggles of Dakereon Joyner not being able to throw the ball, I expected Ryan Hilinski to win this battle and win this position and win this job. So it doesn't surprise me at all. Now, what does it mean for the future of Dakereon Joyner? I've been saying it for a while. I mean, I'll say it again. I think you're probably looking at about 95% chance Dakereon Joyner is not in a South Carolina uniform next season. I don't know if he'll transfer before this season. Obviously, we heard the news that Will Muschamp gave Dakereon Joyner the day off, whatever that means, on Monday afternoon. So I don't know if Dakereon's thinking about leaving before this season. I don't think that would be a wise decision. You know, I know that's something that Kelly Bryant did last year, but in a completely different set of circumstances. I mean, we're talking about a guy that has already taken his red shirt last year, could use some in-game experience, and I think Dakereon would still probably play for South Carolina this year. So I don't know that the move to transfer before this season or right now would be good for him, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts, obviously. Again, this is a very hot, debated topic right now. A lot of people have their opinions on the quarterback situation, but for me, I just never really felt like it wasn't Ryan Hilinski's job. I mean, again, you look at the arm talent, and I think it says a lot about the direction the Gamecocks want to go in terms of offense. I mean, it says a lot about the way they want to be as far as an offense is concerned, about the more prototypical pocket-style quarterback. You look at Jake Bentley and Ryan Hilinski, they're very similar in regards to they're not runners. They're not going to run out of the pocket and be guys that are going to run for 1,000 yards in a season or nothing like that, especially the way that Dakereon Joyner would. Now, I know a lot of people have also said, let's see, he's going to leave. He said before if he wanted to play another position, he would have went elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people have brought up the other position thing, and you're right. I don't think Dakereon Joyner's a guy that is going to be willing to change positions. I mean, he's, like you mentioned, he talked about his recruiting process, that he was going to change. If he was going to play a different position, he'd have went to a different school. And I've talked about it before. I think he has that Lamar Jackson-esque quality about him in the sense that he has a chip on his shoulder, that he wants to prove to everybody he can play quarterback. And that's not a bad thing on him. That's a good thing. He's a competitor. He wants to play the position. Do I think it would probably benefit him in the long run to change positions? Yeah, I think it probably would, because I think he's a guy that he has dynamic athleticism, but if he's not you can't play the position if you can't throw the football. Also, I think his size would kill him at the next level. So do I think in the long term it would help Dakereon Joyner to switch positions? Probably so, yes. But, I look at Dak Joyner, and when you're just completely honest when you're just brutally honest, I mean, I don't see Dak Joyner even being an SEC quarterback. I don't even know if he's a Power 5 quarterback, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I think Dak Joyner, that's why I said I would love for him to at least stay this season, because a Wildcat package, I think some type of package, I still believe they'd get him on the field. Even though Ryan Hilinski is your number 2 quarterback, I think there would be packages. We'd probably see Dak Joyner on the field more often than we see Ryan Hilinski. I think there would certainly be packages to fit Dakereon Joyner and his skill set. But again, I just, I think it's a really interesting conversation. Like I said, I wanted to come to you guys. One, because it happened today. Two, because I changed up my mind. The position unit preview is going to come tomorrow, and I was going to do cornerbacks and safeties. Just going to do defensive backs as a whole tomorrow because it's much easier to break them down that way. But no, I kind of wanted to give the floor to you guys again. Very unscripted, very just kind of open forum here. I mean, it's an intriguing conversation, as you guys probably know and saw. We've got the live show tonight at Sandy Hills Group Therapy with Michael Scarnecchia, a guy who's very familiar with being a backup quarterback, playing these type of roles. I'll be very intrigued just to get his feedback and his thoughts on what he thinks is going on with the QB2 situation or how it is unfolding, what his thoughts are on that. But I mean, again, me overall, I'm not surprised. I really expected Ryan Hilinski to be the number 2 guy. Again, I just thought coming in, we'll probably be streaming the show via Periscope, same as here. And if you're in Columbia, obviously stop by. But we'll probably stream the show on Periscope for those that can't be there. But just not getting back to it, I mean, to be, I know it sounds harsh, but to me it would have said a lot more about Ryan Hilinski's, maybe this is not the guy we thought he was if he did not win that job versus, oh my gosh, Dakereon Joyner has just gotten so much better as a passer and overall. And I mean, I think it's funny that people in the comments that are kind of coming out and that, listen, if you disagree, if you have your thoughts, your opinions, that's fantastic. We've all got our thoughts and opinions, and I embrace debate, right? I love the constant banter back and forth. But for people to act like Dakereon Joyner hasn't gotten a fair shake or it's an unfair competition, I mean, do you really think the coaching staff is sitting around purposely trying to needle somebody or purposely trying to take it out on Dakereon Joyner? It's a competition. It's a competition. At the end of the day, they want to play the guy that's going to give them the best chance to win. I know it would have been a great feel-good story because Dak Joyner's a guy from the state of South Carolina, was a Mr. South Carolina football, was a guy that, wanted to be a Gamecock, things of that nature, but competition's competition. This is college football now. Coaches are bringing in guys, and you have to bring in a guy like Ryan Hilinski because who knows, if you didn't and then Dak Joyner is still the number 2, he may still transfer. I mean, you just never know. So I just don't get the whole hate in saying that, the coaching staff is picking favorites or Dak Joyner's not getting a fair shake. I don't buy into that at all. I think it's simply a quarterback competition. You look at what each guy presents. And I mean, listen, everybody talks about, dual threat quarterbacks are the way to go now. And I agree, your quarterback has to be able to move somewhat. Your quarterback, it just gives you such an advantage. Your quarterback's got to be able to move around in the pocket and get extra yards, things of that nature. But if you cannot throw the football at a high level, you cannot play in the SEC or play big-time college football. I agree. It would have said more to who Hilinski is had Joyner won the competition. Hate it for DJ. I mean, I hate it for Dak, too, because, I think he's a dynamic playmaker. I think he can be a dynamic playmaker. We saw him, again, it's the spring game, but we saw him against Chattanooga last year, limited action with the ball in his hands. When he's got the ball in his hands, man, he's dynamite. But if you cannot throw the football, you cannot play the position. I don't care who you are. It's not listen, the game is unbiased. The game is unbiased. The game has no biases. The game, what is it? They say the play don't care who make it. The play don't care who make it. That's it. I think that Deion Sanders says that. But you got to be able to throw the football. And when you look at the two guys, Ryan Hilinski's arm talent stands out over Dakereon Joyner. There's no question. Obviously, Dak Joyner didn't make the strides necessary to hold off Ryan Hilinski from taking that job. I will say tip of the cap and kudos to Will Muschamp and staff because I don't think it was the easiest decision. I think it could have been an easy decision to give the nod to Dak Joyner and, go with the guy that's already been there a year and, what it feels like a guy that's a lot of fan favorites for whatever reason. But, they decided to go ahead and put the guy at number 2 that should have been number 2 or that they believe should be number 2. So I take tip of the cap for pulling the trigger on that and kind of making a bold move, if you will. I do not see Ryan Hilinski taking over as a starter by end of year unless Jake Bentley is injured. Listen, Jake Bentley's QB1. Whatever you say about him, heck, whatever I say about him, Jake Bentley's got something over Ryan Hilinski. You can't teach, you can't coach, and that's experience. Experience is valuable. It just is valuable. You throw a guy like Ryan Hilinski to the Wolves too early, I think you really risk, because it's such a position of confidence, and, if you throw Ryan Hilinski to the Wolves too early, you really risk putting that confidence in jeopardy, getting out there, taking some hits, taking some beatings. Doty will take over when he gets on campus. Who knows? Maybe he will. Obviously that'll be a really heated competition next year. I think it's another thing, though, where Dak Joyner sort of saw the writing on the wall in the sense that you're number 3 right now. Jake Bentley will probably get drafted, whatever. He's going. He's not at South Carolina next year. Now you add in, so you're number 3 right now. Ryan Hilinski returns, and they bring in Luke Doty, who is basically a Dak Joyner but could throw the football. So, listen, I mean, unless he's willing to change positions, which he's 100% not, I think transferring is the best move for Dak Joyner. I would like to see him stay throughout the season just because I think he can help South Carolina. I think he can at least get on the field, get some film, would help him transfer to maybe a bigger, better school, maybe show these other schools that he can play quarterback. But we'll have to see. I mean, if I had to put my money on it right now, I don't think he'll be at South Carolina actually next Saturday when they play UNC. I think he'll go ahead and transfer. That's just my thoughts, my opinion. I don't know. I could be completely wrong because I've heard from different people, different sides. Some saying that, yeah, he's going to transfer. Some say, oh, this is a South Carolina guy. No chance he leaves. But like I said, just wanted to open it to the floor for you guys. If you guys have anything else on the QB2 situation, obviously a polarizing topic right now, something I know we're all talking about and kind of just came out of nowhere today. Gamecocks announcing it. I doubt we make it to dinner time before his name is in the portal. I mean, who knows? It may be. It could be any minute now. Did he play another position in high school besides quarterback? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure he did. And I don't think he really would have had to because in quarterback, you can really, a lot of times in quarterback, it's just, hey, whoever the most athletic guy on the team is, let's put him at quarterback. And I think that might have been the situation with Dakereon Joyner, which, listen, I'm not saying he completely can't play the position. He made some nice throws in the spring game. Give him credit. But to play at a school like South Carolina, an SEC school, a Power 5 school even, you have got to be a high-quality thrower of the football. So he's my cousin. He's going to Bama to play safety. That would be a hell of a headline. So that would be a hell of a headline, no doubt. Because I know, like you said, he said in his recruiting process if he wanted to go play a different position, he would have went to Bama or Clemson. They were recruiting him as well. So that would be one hell of a headline if he did that. Either way, you do on one hand feel for Joyner because, again, he's a South Carolina kid and you want to see him have success, but it's college football, man. It's a business. And you bring in a guy like Ryan Hilinski, a blue chipper, to be kind of your next dude. I think we all sort of saw the writing on the wall, if you will. So, other than that, if there's nothing else, I think that'll pretty much wrap it up. Again, huge news dropping today. QB2, Ryan Hilinski, QB2, which I don't want to say I saw it coming, but definitely something I thought we would see. And, we'll have to see what happens with Dakereon, man. I just, who knows? Who knows at this point what happened to Dakereon? It could be any minute now. We could hear he's staying, leaving, going, who knows where he's going. So that's going to do it from me. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Obviously, the live show at Tannehill's Group Therapy tonight, the first one with Michael Scarnecchia, will be a phenomenal conversation, ton of fun. We've had him on the show before, and I can't wait to talk to him once again. The first of many. Very excited to get kind of the live in-person shows running. Very, very excited about it. We'll be streaming it probably on Periscope. If I change my mind about that, I'll let you guys know. But probably we'll stream it on Periscope for those who can't be there. And if you're in Columbia, be sure to come out. Also, another big announcement I'm going to drop right now that is literally not even out yet. I'm about to throw the graphic up in a couple hours. The Spurs Up Show tailgate. The Spurs Up Show tailgate, partner with our friends over at 22 Below, throwing a tailgate before the South Carolina North Carolina game in Charlotte. Very, very excited about that. Literally a couple blocks away from the stadium. Going to have food, drinks, a good time, speakers, about probably 5 or 6 spaces. Going to be a blast. You guys will see more details on that when I drop the graphic here in just a little bit. But overall, just kind of wanted to get that announcement out there. The Spurs Up Showtime's 22 Below tailgate in Charlotte, North Carolina before the South Carolina North Carolina game. Going to be a blast. Be sure you guys, if you are in Charlotte, North Carolina, if you're coming to the game, come out. Going to be a really good time. Can't wait to see you there. Can't wait to see you at Tannehill tonight if you're coming out. Be sure to say what's up. Going to have a really good time. Other than that, appreciate you guys tuning in.